In this video, you're going to learn exactly which morning habits are silently damaging your brain after 60 and how to reverse them. We'll break down 5 common behaviors that look harmless but are proven to increase memory loss, trigger brain fog, and even accelerate early signs of dementia. If you've ever skipped breakfast, had coffee on an empty stomach, or started your day glued to a screen, this may explain why you or someone you love is starting to forget names, places, or directions. These aren't just small mistakes, they're daily stressors that affect the hippocampus, increase elderly confusion, and lead to mental decline after 60. Seniors who follow these patterns are more likely to experience senior memory decline, spatial disorientation, and even elderly wandering. But no one talks about this. Most people blame aging. The truth. These symptoms often start with how you treat your brain in the first hour of the day. That's what we're going to fix. And here's the best part. Each one of these habits can be corrected today, with small changes that bring real protection to your brain health. Whether you're a senior like Maria or a son like Carlos trying to understand what's really happening, this video brings clarity, not fear. Stick with me until the end, because I'll show you exactly how to rebuild your morning to slow down cognitive decline and protect the memories that still matter. Skipping breakfast and its silent impact on brain fog. Maria wakes up early, walks into the kitchen, but skips breakfast again. Sometimes it's because she's not hungry, other times because she just doesn't feel like it. But here's the hidden truth. Missing that first meal silently starves the brain. Without proper fuel in the morning, her mind starts running on empty. This is how brain fog begins, with a sense of mental fatigue, that quiet disconnection, a moment of forgetfulness in elderly that no one takes seriously, until the signs of dementia start to stack up. It's easy to blame aging for that fuzzy thinking, like forgetting what day it is, or losing the thread mid-conversation. But what if the real trigger was low glucose after waking up? Seniors who skip breakfast are more prone to hippocampus damage, spatial disorientation, and even early Alzheimer symptoms, especially when they delay their first nutrient intake. A simple breakfast, like eggs with whole grains and a handful of berries, could protect brain health more than many pills. And yet, many seniors believe less is more in the morning. They choose coffee over food, unaware that this habit feeds mental decline after 60. That lingering fog they feel by mid-morning might not be aging, it might be lack of breakfast. And the damage builds quietly, day after day, but most never connect the dots. Now, imagine what happens when the first thing that touches their stomach isn't food, but caffeine. Coffee on an empty stomach and hippocampus stress. The smell of fresh coffee is comforting, but when it's the only thing in a senior's stomach first thing in the morning, the comfort turns into risk. Maria pours her cup before eating anything, thinking it's harmless. But what she doesn't see is the silent stress this causes to her hippocampus, the part of the brain that holds memories, names, directions. Caffeine on an empty stomach spikes cortisol, narrows blood flow, and creates a false burst of energy while the brain remains unfed. Over time, this habit chips away at memory stability and worsens elderly confusion. Carlos noticed something strange. His mother seemed more irritable, more forgetful, especially in the early hours. At first, he blamed poor sleep. But the real culprit? That daily cup of coffee taken without food. This can trigger early Alzheimer's mechanisms, accelerate cognitive decline, and worsen aging brain symptoms like brain fog or mood swings. Worse, it creates a loop. Seniors rely on caffeine for energy, but the very habit is draining their mental resilience. If Maria started her morning with a small meal, like oats, banana, or a boiled egg, before sipping her coffee, her hippocampus would be protected, not pressured. But she's done it this way for years, and no one ever warned her. That single, innocent ritual may be one of the reasons seniors get lost more easily, or forget appointments. And it raises a question Carlos can't shake. How many families are watching loved ones fade, one cup at a time? Morning dehydration and early cognitive decline. Before breakfast, before pills, before even that first cup of coffee, there should be water. But for many seniors like Maria, hydration is the forgotten step. After a full night of sleep, the brain wakes up slightly dehydrated. And when this isn't corrected quickly, it leads to subtle but dangerous cognitive shifts. Brain fog thickens, reaction time slows, and memory loss gains ground. What starts as feeling a bit off can, over time, develop into clear dementia signs if ignored. Dehydration in the morning impacts how oxygen and nutrients travel to the brain. For elderly adults, this means their hippocampus, already vulnerable, receives less support. Studies have linked even mild dehydration to worsened spatial disorientation and a faster rate of mental decline after 60. Maria might say, "I'm not thirsty," but the brain doesn't wait for thirst to show damage. Carlos began leaving a glass of water by her bed each night, and within days, she felt clearer and more balanced by noon. It's a small shift with a massive impact. Just 300 to 500 milliliters of water upon waking can protect brain health in ways few seniors realize. But most only hydrate when taking medication. Too little, too late. And while Maria now drinks more water, there's another morning habit that keeps pulling her attention, and her memory, toward the screen before she even gets out of bed, waking up to screens and the confusion it triggers. Before her feet touch the ground, Maria is already scrolling. WhatsApp messages, news headlines, family photos, it all feels harmless. But what she doesn't realize is that this flood of stimulation is confusing her brain at the worst possible moment. Right after waking, the brain is still transitioning from deep sleep. When it's hit with bright light, fast movement, and fragmented information, elderly confusion intensifies. This habit scrambles her cognitive rhythm, increases brain fog, and weakens her short-term memory within minutes. The hippocampus needs calm and orientation in the morning. Light stretching, natural light, and slow cognitive activation. But screens deliver the opposite. Chaos. Seniors exposed to early digital stimuli have shown faster cognitive decline, with early Alzheimer's symptoms appearing as they struggle to focus or recall recent information. Maria once opened a message about a doctor's appointment and forgot she had read it 5 minutes later. Carlos thought she was ignoring him, but her brain simply hadn't stored the memory. Imagine replacing that screen time with quiet music, sunlight, or even a short handwritten journal. The difference? It grounds the brain. It orients the day. But while the screen creates distraction, there's something else missing from Maria's morning. a habit so simple, yet so powerful, that its absence may be the final thread pulling her memory into decline. The missing morning movement that protects brain health. Maria used to walk every morning. Just a few blocks, nothing too intense. But lately that habit faded. A bit of stiffness here, a bit of laziness there, and movement gave place to stillness. What she didn't realize is that this small choice was costing her mental clarity. Gentle morning exercise, like stretching, a 10-minute walk, or light balance routines, activates blood flow to the brain, supporting the hippocampus and reducing the risk of cognitive decline. Without it, memory loss gains one more foothold. Movement isn't just about muscles. It's one of the brain's strongest allies. When seniors skip movement, they lose a powerful tool against dementia signs. Studies show that seniors who incorporate physical activity into their mornings experience slower aging brain symptoms, reduced elderly wandering episodes, and better retention of daily information. Maria's balance issues weren't just about her legs. They were tied to her brain health. Carlos noticed she even remembered her grocery list better after a walk. It doesn't take much, marching in place, lifting arms slowly, or following a YouTube video with gentle routines. But when that movement is missing, the body slows, and the brain follows. The truth is, what we do or don't do in the first hour of our day sets the tone for memory, mood, and orientation. And now, with these 5 habits exposed, it's time to revisit that one question Maria never thought to ask. Could her harmless morning routine be quietly rewriting her brain? She stood in front of the fridge again this morning, door open, milk in hand, but forgot why she came. Carlos watched in silence. He'd seen this moment before. And now, he finally understood it wasn't just forgetfulness. It was a signal. A warning shaped by years of broken sleep and missed signs. How many seniors are silently losing themselves one morning at a time, while we call it normal aging? So let me ask you, how is your mother sleeping? Or your father? Or even you? Because the real signs of dementia don't always start with a diagnosis. They start with little things. A restless night, a missed step, a confused morning. The sound of your name on their lips. But not quite right. What if protecting memory starts not with pills, but with sleep? What if one change tonight could slow the decline tomorrow? Now, don't let this be just another video you scroll past. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. A daughter, a son, a caregiver watching from a distance. And subscribe. Not just for content but for clarity. For real answers. For the kind of truth that protects memories, routines, and names that still matter. Because what you do with this knowledge might be the reason someone remembers yours.